Hi guys, welcome back to another HFP video. Today we have four of us here, myself along with Matt, Will, and Ben. Today we're going to be bringing you some content about sports. As you know, sports are affected by the coronavirus. So I'll let Will take over on that subject. Will, how you doing? Matt, Ben, how are you?
I am doing good, Ryan. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have all you on.
What?
Always a pleasure to have you on.
Oh, thank you. We're going to start here with the NFL. As you guys know, the NFL is continuing to have the draft even through this coronavirus pandemic. Roger Goodell stated earlier this week that he's going to be making the picks for the first round from his basement. So, on that note of the draft, Ben, I got my first question for you.
Hit me.
After reading an article earlier this week in ESPN, a statement came out with possible big moves that could happen.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the biggest ones on there included Dak Prescott.
Okay.
The thing that came out said that Cowboys would trade Dak Prescott and their first round pick, which is the 17th pick in the draft, for the 5th pick in the draft and the 3rd round 82nd pick to the Dolphins. What do you have to say on that?
I don't know. I mean, a very bold prediction. I don't see the Cowboys trading Dak Prescott. He does have a lot of good draft value, but I just see the Cowboys like he's a very good quarterback. I just think he's too good for the Cowboys to trade, along with their first round pick. That must happen.
Yeah, I heard Stephen A. Smith said the same thing earlier today. He said that it was absurd that the Cowboys would do such a thing by trading Dak Prescott. So that's where that one stands. Matt, we've got a kind of a Cowboy rivalry for you. We got Evan Ingram is our next bold prediction. They said the Giants will trade Evan Ingram and the 36th pick in the draft and the 110th pick in the draft to the Patriots for the Patriots' first-round pick and their 98th pick. What do you have to say, Matt?
I would pick up Evan Ingram if I'm the Patriots because we don't really have a strong tight end as Ben Watson just retired and Rob Gronkowski retired a few years ago. So Patriots should definitely consider trading for Evan Ingram.
So you think that would be a good move for the Patriots?
Yes.
All right. Ben, I'm coming back to you for this this third question, all right?
All right.
Here's what bold prediction number 3 that I saw.
Yep.
Josh Rosen and the 26th pick in the draft and the 70th pick in the draft to the Saints for the 24th pick, the 88th pick, and a 2021 6th-round pick. What is your opinion?
Wow. All right. Well, that's a lot of picks that are being traded. Can you repeat the trade again?
So Josh Rosen
with
a first round, the 26th pick, and the 70th pick in this year's draft to the Saints, who obviously don't have many years left in Drew Brees.
Yeah.
For the 24th pick, the 88th pick, and 2021 6th-round pick.
All right. Now, it's a good thing you brought that up because with Saints, I don't think that trade is going to happen because I think the Saints could possibly end up with Jordan Love from Utah this year. I think
that means they would have to trade up.
No. From a few mock drafts I've seen, Jordan Love should be available by the 24th pick, as long as the Patriots don't take him in the 23rd pick. I think the trade could happen, but I just don't think that's going to happen. They
Okay.
could wait a few years for a quarterback. They might have a year or two left in Drew Brees. I think they will manage a quarterback situation by then.
And they also, as you know, they also have Taysom Hill, who's
Yeah,
who's a threat out there. He can throw the ball.
yeah, he can. But again, like people are saying, like, yeah, start Taysom Hill. I just don't think he's the guy that the
Do you
Saints
think
need. Like, yeah,
he should stay more in the flex?
yeah, I think the Saints. I feel like every team should needs a guy like that, but the Saints landed big with getting him because he's utility. He's a wide receiver running back.
Right.
Any position you need him to play, he will, and that's what's
Right.
so good about him.
Yeah. All right. So our final topic here, there was a lot that happened in free agency.
There was a lot.
With DeAndre Hopkins that went to the Cardinals. You had Stephon Diggs going to the Bills. But the biggest in sports, Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. Ryan, what do you have to say about that?
Well, let me just start off by saying this. If I'm Kraft, I can't let that happen. You have an elite – all right, he's not in his prime, but you have an elite quarterback on your team. You just think what he's done for your team and organization. Yes, he didn't have a lot of power this year because he didn't have a lot of wide receivers or didn't have his tools that he needed. But you can't let that happen. You knew that he's not going to play probably more than a few years. How old is he, Will?
He's 40-something, right?
Yeah, and you just
42,
can't let that happen.
43.
Maybe he was tired of, or there was something that happened in the organization and front office that we don't know about Brady and Belichick or Kraft. But if I'm Kraft, you can't let that happen. You gotta present to him what's on the table and say, hey, stay here for a couple more years, and we'd like you to have to play your rest of your career here.
Well, the real question with that really comes in, is this the Patriots' time to start rebuilding? Because, as you said before, they don't have many wide receivers. They have Sony Michel, but they don't have a really solid franchise running back. They don't have a tight end.
Well, what I think they need to do
they
is
don't have many.
They need to see what happens this year, and based off that, they gotta see what parts of the organization they have to rebuild. I think a lot of it will depend on who their quarterback is. Do they have a quarterback yet?
They have their backup right now, Ryan Hoyer.
Until they establish
they have the potential to
quarterback.
land.
I think the rebuilding
I could add on.
Personally, the rebuilding starts when Belichick leaves, because you have a coach that has been there for many seasons, and until Kraft sells the team, Belichick leaves, then you start rebuilding because you're out of the norm.
So you're saying the Patriots going to this season with Super Bowl aspirations?
I disagree.
Yeah.
Well, when you say they're not starting to rebuild, that means they're going into the season swinging. They're going to win 12, 13, 14
you evaluate
games,
the rest of you evaluate how they do this season. If they go, obviously they're not going undefeated. We know that. If they have a good winning record, I think they at the end of the season they say, who could we pick up to make this team better? If they don't do good at all, then I think it's ready for rebuilding.
All right. So now I think we're going to hop over to the MLB. Ryan, you're leading us through that. What do you got for us?
Well, as you know, the coronavirus is taking over, and they cannot start on time. The season was supposed to start late March. Unfortunately, none of the teams are playing in the regular season. Excuse me. And right now, the question is, where are they going to play, and do they start, and are they going to have fans in attendance? Right now, they are planning on playing in Florida and Arizona. There's no official start date. They haven't released if they are going to have fans in attendance. It'd be nice to have fans in attendance, but I think we'd have to see where the coronavirus is happening, or what's going to happen with this. So my question to Matthew is, number one, do you think the idea of them playing in Florida and Arizona is good in their spring training facilities? And how long should the season be? And do you think like the whole thing about this with them playing in their different divisions, not being National League and American League, do you think that'll impact baseball? Do you think what's your opinion on that?
I think that a lot of it depends on where the virus takes us. It's really a lot of just wait and see. Like nothing can be official right now. Like I think playing in Florida and Arizona could be a possibility, and a shortening of the regular season is definitely likely.
All right, Ben, continuing with the baseball topic, many are saying if two teams reach the World Series and whoever wins, it will not be necessarily a fair victory because they wouldn't have to battle through both the National League and American League, and they could be, they're not going to be able to play the 182 games. Do you think the winner of the World Series, if they did play, do you think it would be a fair victory?
I would say absolutely not because, the divisions is one thing, but the thing that really gets me thinking is the fans and home field advantage and everything like that. If they're playing in Arizona and Florida, say the Boston Red Sox make the World Series, they will have they're not going to have a home field advantage when they're playing in Florida. They should be playing in Boston. And I don't think it's fair to any of the teams due to home field advantage and also the new divisions and everything. I just don't think that's fair to the players when they want to earn a World Series. I don't think.
I get that. Yeah. And Will, I have a question for you. So we talk about Mookie Betts, how he got traded to the Dodgers. Per MLB rules, if they did not play, I know they went through a spring training, but if they did not play a regular season game, they are saying that would open Mookie to free agency, even if he hadn't played a regular season game. Since he was still officially on the team, he got signed, and they'd still have to pay him. Do you think that should be the case? Do you think that he should be allowed to go to free agency without playing a single game or regular season game in a Dodger uniform?
See, that's a tough one because that goes into a lot of different factors that impact that. I personally,
as an owner
would say
of the Dodgers, would you be happy?
I would not be happy. You have someone that is a huge playmaker on the field, one of your top 5 outfielders in the league, and you're gonna say
top 5
you
players
sign him
in the league. Sorry.
Yes, top 5 players in the league. You sign him to a 1-year deal. You don't play the whole season, and he gets to just go to free agency. That is absurd. I feel like that is not fair to their organization. And if that does happen, if I was the Dodgers and I have the money and I am this close to winning a World Series, they've been in the World Series multiple years now.
Yeah,
they're this close. If I was the Dodgers and this does happen, he's the first person in free agency that I go and sign. I re-sign him back to a deal for at least 1 or 2 years, or rather a long-term big money contract if he's going to be your face of your franchise for the next year.
How much do you think he's worth? 1 year.
1 year, see, that's tough comparing him to
Mike Trout. You compare him to Mike Trout. Mike Trout
if I
signed
compare
a
him to Mike Trout,
$400 million deal.
Right, but that was over this course of 7 years, 8 years, 9 years?
It was, I think it was
11 years.
12.
Or 11 years.
Yeah, 11, 12.
Mookie he's a very consistent player. He's got speed, he's got power, contact. He's an all-around, totally athletic guy. I see him getting very close. I see him getting very close to, obviously not the length of Mike Trout's deal because he's not the face of the Dodgers franchise.
Right.
With Bellinger there, but I believe he can go up there in a 1-year deal, be up near what Trout makes around 1 year per year. I'm not saying he's going to be up exactly with Trout or above Trout. Obviously not, because Trout's the best player in the league. But he'll be up there with those top guys because he is a great asset to have on your team.
Yeah. All right. So Ben's going to carry us over to
Matt.
or Matt's going to carry us over
The NBA.
the NBA.
Yep.
All right.
My first question for Will, as many of us know, the NBA season was suspended indefinitely due to the coronavirus, and there are many questions about what will they do for postseason, as most of the season had been played. What do you think they're going to do for that?
Well, from what I'm seeing right now, they are looking to get back into the playoffs in May. Obviously, we don't know when this whole pandemic will be over, but they are obviously looking to go out and finish the season and name a champion. But my problem lies with, are these players going to play the same? They've had all this time by themselves, not playing with their teammates, their chemistry. I don't know whether or not this would be fair to the organizations. I don't know whether, you have red hot teams like Miami Heat going into the break. The Miami Heat were on fire. Are they going to come back and play the same? They're a playoff team. Do they have enough, though? That is my point. I don't believe teams are going to come back the same. There's going to be players that struggle when they come back, and there's going to be players that do so much better when they come back. So this is a very tough decision that hopefully the NBA can make the right decision.
My next question for Ben. As many know, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz was the first player to contract the virus, and he was very careless when he was sick, and that created a lot of tension between him and Donovan Mitchell. So the Jazz are looking to probably trade one of those two players due to their rivalry now. So who do you think the Jazz should trade if they were to?
Well, first I'm going to address the topic. I think it was bad of Rudy Gobert to take this virus lightly, but I don't think it should go that far into them trading one of their stars, because both Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert bring so much to the team, with Donovan Mitchell's shooting and his passing and Rudy Gobert's defense and rebounding. They're both such important pieces to the Jazz.
And the Jazz are such a young team too. Right. They've got a lot of young talent.
Rudy Gobert is a great player, but so is Donovan Mitchell. I would say if I had to choose, I would get rid of Donovan Mitchell, and I may raise a few eyebrows, but I think that Rudy Gobert, I think he's a 2-time defensive player of the year. I don't know how right that is, but he's tremendous at defense, and he's one of the best centers in the game. And I think Donovan Mitchell could potentially get one of the best shooting guards in a game, but he's not there yet.
Okay. Ryan, my last question for you. There are some people who believe that this year was LeBron's last chance to win a title due to the fact that the Lakers had acquired Anthony Davis. So due to this coronavirus, do you think his chances are still high or no?
Well, I do think they're still high because you're talking about LeBron James. The best player in the NBA currently, without a doubt. I could argue Giannis, but I don't even think it's that close. How old is he? Well, I'm going to go back to you. I don't know his age.
30.
Well, LeBron?
Yeah.
Was he 35?
34, around there.
So he's around there, mid-30s. And honestly, I believe that he still has potential. Is he still on the Lakers for more years? Or correct? This is not his last year with the Lakers.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yep. So with them having more power and more stars on the Lakers, you're not talking about just LeBron in the Lakers. You have other stars on the Lakers as well, which makes it a good chance that he this is not his last year to win a final, and they could definitely come back next year and do just as well. But it also depends on the coronavirus if this will affect sports next year as well, because we don't know that. Hopefully, we're all hoping it doesn't, but I definitely don't think this is LeBron's last year to win a NBA championship.
I actually have a question for you, Ryan, basing off your statements about LeBron. If you came very strong with that LeBron is the best player in the NBA right now. With that being said, my question to you is, who's your MVP for this season? If the season ended today.
Quite honestly, I don't know if you could, because they haven't played the full season.
They were right on the brink.
The season ended.
They've played a lot. They only had like 2 or 3 weeks left.
I would say probably LeBron. You could argue Giannis.
I am arguing Giannis.
I am with.
I'd say it's very close. I definitely think it's close. Yeah, but Giannis. Yeah, I could see your argument for that.
I will admit, if I could add, I will admit, LeBron's assist numbers have been through the roof this year. He's averaging 9-10 assists, which is a lot better than what he has been doing. But in my opinion, Giannis just has the all-around skill level. So does LeBron, but I just think this season Giannis has showed better. If the Lakers didn't have Anthony Davis, then maybe, but I say Giannis all the way.
Yeah.
And Ben, you had something to kind of wrap us all up.
Oh yeah. Not that a lot of people are interested in this, but I just wanted to talk about the WWE for a little bit because it's one of the only sports that is still running right now.
Yeah.
Yesterday or 2 days ago, Governor DeSantis of Florida, he declared WWE an essential business in Florida. So that means they will continue to run. And Triple H, the CEO, said that the world needs entertainment right now because obviously there are no more sports. I think still having the WWE with no fans is very important to the entertainment world. Everyone needs things to watch, and I think WWE is a big step in the right direction. Even though there are no fans, and it's not the same without fans, just like any other sport, I think it's so crucial that the WWE is still being run.
I have something to follow up on. So the reason they don't have fans in attendance is because of social distancing.
Yeah.
But you talk about the players, it's WWE. They have to be close to each other. You have
absolutely
staff, arena staff, people in the organization and everything like that are coming in contacting and are not practicing social distancing. Do you think it should be the same rules? I mean, you have all these other sports that are following this, and what's the difference? Yeah. It's entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment, but I would like to say that all wrestlers and athletes in the WWE are being heavily monitored and tested for the symptoms, and they are being tested to see if they have it. And obviously, if they have it, they're going to have to quarantine, but everything's good so far. And I guess just they want to keep the business going, again, because everyone needs entertainment. Yes, it does put a few people in risks, which nobody wants to be in risk of it, but that's how desperate the world is right now. So
right.
That's
if anything, do you have anything else to add, anyone? I have one last question.
No. Yeah,
sure. This goes for all sports, really, and whoever wants to answer it can answer it. You talk about going back. You talk about still people being under quarantine, but obviously these teams going back and playing with each other without fans in attendance. And one of the ways that they could, detect if you have COVID-19, besides monitoring them for symptoms, because COVID-19 doesn't necessarily show symptoms, is giving them tests. Do you think this is a big topic of discussion and debate? Do you think that players, just because they're playing with each other, should be granted tests? Or do you think that those tests, considering there could potentially be a low amount of them, do you think they should be saved for the American people to eventually get the economy back on track?
I would like to say that I believe if these sports return soon, I believe these tests are necessary because
Absolutely.
But you're talking about
we all
thousands of players, thousands.
we have but we have seen how fast that this virus can spread. We've seen U.S. has skyrocketed in amount of deaths and amount of virus known cases in the U.S. And through the sports world is one of the main ways that people interact with each other. That is a way they are the main interaction that people have. Like, they interact with each other on and off the field, the court, whatever you want to call it. And playing their game is how this is going to keep spreading. So I say if sports return soon, it's a necessary precaution because the numbers will just keep going up if you don't have that awareness around you.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's a debate that we'll have to make a decision on soon. We'll probably bring you back another sports video when some decisions are made. Thank you everyone for your time. I enjoyed talking with all you. Next week, we'll have another Madden video for you. We'll have episode 3 of our HFP team.
Yep.
Will give us a little preview. Who'd you play in week 2?
In week 2 of the season, I actually played the Pats as the Dolphins.
Don't tell us how it ended.
No, I'm not going to give away anything, but
that will be a good
obviously,
game. Pats.
We're hoping for a bounce back win. Hopefully, we can get it.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. I'll throw a link. We will throw a link to our website in the description. Make sure you go and look at that. There's a lot of merch. There's a lot of interactive content. You can leave us feedback, as always. Comment down below what you'd like to see on the talk show so that we could talk about it. We'll be back in probably a week. We're going to try to start uploading more during this quarantine because we have more time. But thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. That's your best way to show your support. And like, as always, and share this video. Thank you very much. And 3, 2, 1, HFP.
HFP out.